What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I did not, fake that. I did not meme that. I was setting up and the light came down and attacked me. It was almost lights out. But today, we are continuing our album listen of Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix, or the Jimi Hendrix Experience. We're going to continue on with side 2, or side B, of the album, which is going to be the tracks Little Miss Strange, Long Hot Summer Night, Come On, Part 1, Gypsy Eyes, and Burning the Midnight Lamp. This was all released in 1968. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the first side last time that we listened to it. I know that we have to cut up Jimi Hendrix here on the channel. The music does get blocked. But as always, you can just click on the link to Patreon, and you can always watch it over there. It's free, always available if you want to go ahead and do that and watch and listen along with the music. I've already loaded it up, so we should be all set to go. I may have to adjust the volume levels on here, but man, the first side was incredible, especially Voodoo Child. Remember when I used to call it Voodoo Chile? But ignorance aside, thank you guys for being here. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoy the music, and I hope that you're just here for a good time. I can't imagine it not being a good time. So let's go ahead and get this started, get this popping, get ready to go. I'm gonna quiet myself down. We'll adjust the volume, and let's go. This is Electric Ladyland, side 2. What? That hits you hard. The second side is already hitting you really, really hard in the face. Hendrix, guitar, God. Like, you guys can't hear me because I mute myself during the music, but I said that's crazy. That's crazy. That is the best way I can describe it. It's kind of no wonder that people, magazines, media, the world, other musicians always call Jimi Hendrix one of the, if not the best guitarist ever. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of evidence and a lot of case made for it because his guitar playing is just really sweet. Singing is also really nice. It's more of like a psychedelic kind of, not meandering, but just kind of a median sitting there for all the music to really just envelop it. Drumming. The bass work, Noel is there's a lot going on in this. There's so much going on in this, but it really is the guitar that's like burning, and I do mean burning in here. Let's go ahead and talk about the lyrics though really quick. No one knows where she comes from. Maybe she's a devil in disguise. I can tell by looking in her eyes. Little Miss Strange, Little Miss Strange. Little Miss Strange came into my parlor. I don't know just what to ask her. I don't remember what we did after. Little Miss Strange, Little Miss Strange. Little Miss Strange came out of the darkness, walked across my head. I stood beneath the light. I'm talking about a dream I had the other night. Little Miss Strange, Little Miss Strange. Well, I was going to go in depth and try and figure out what the meaning behind the lyrics are, but I really think he says it and spells it all out for us when he says, I'm talking about the dream I had the other night. He's just talking about a dream that he had, which of course could be based on some experience or so, but could be just a past relationship of sorts, but that's at least what I think about it. But this track really is just pure guitar goodness. I like the two solos, one kind of straight electric guitar, one kind of using the wah-wah, giving it that very psychedelic feel. And the drumming is really intense throughout. The switch up is oh so good. It feels awesome. Yeah, what else can you say about this track except I'm expecting and hearing nothing but greatness. Let's just go ahead and continue on. Let's just let it go, right? Why are we talking? Why are we talking?
There were 3 sugar walls and a 2 candle cane window. Hello, said my shaky voice. Rescue me, rescue me, rescue me, rescue me.
I think that anyone who wants to play guitar and learn it, I think you gotta listen to this album. I think this has to be one of them, right? This is one of the ones you have to sit down and just go through and listen to what a guitar could do. Listen to the passion. Listen to the technique. Listen to the guitar speak. I think you gotta sit down with this one if you want to pick up the guitar. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm understanding this album bit by bit, song by song. All right, let's talk about the summer. Let's talk about this long, hot summer. Long, hot, cold summer. More guitar goodness, duh. But can we appreciate Hendrix singing for a little bit? He has a certain air about him in which it's confidence, ability, capability, and yet at the same time, he's not putting on airs. There's still, in my opinion, a humbleness to him. And what I like about his voice is, yes, he's playing this turbulent form of blues. He's rock and rolling it up. And even though he can sing very smooth as he dips into every once in a while, it's the rough around the edge approach in his singing and in his vocals that I feel is a stylistic wonder. And it beautifies the music. Like I said, this is blues just rocking and rolling. And his voice is blues, but rocking and rolling. It's wonderful. I love the ad-libbing that's done inside of the music as well, which you do get in a lot of blues music. And he uses that wonderfully. It feels like a conversation with another person. It feels like a soliloquy that he's having inside of his mind to himself as he second guesses and has second thoughts about things. The backup singers do the same thing, kind of a call and response relationship they have in there. This is just very impressive. This is very, very impressive. And like I said, 1968. You guys know, but I'm reminding myself of that, 1968. Long, hot summer night. Sure was a long, 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 hot summer night, as far as my eyes could see. But my heart was weighed down in a cold winter storm. My darling, where can you be? Where can you be, baby? So yeah, it was a long, hot summer night, but for him, it was winter. Didn't have his baby near him, so he was cold. There were 3 sugar walls and two candy cane windows. But the serious moon melted all those in sight. Everybody is on fire, but I'm snowing in a cold blizzard. Where are you on this hot, cold summer? That's all he's talking about. Everyone else is having a great time. Everyone else is on fire. They're feeling the heat of the moment, the heat of love, the heat of companionship. But him, it's a blizzard for him. He is cold, cold, cold. Around this time, the telephone blew its horn across the room, and I love how the guitar accentuates that response there. Scared little Annie clean out of her mind. Roman the candle, he peeps out of his peekaboo, hide and seek, and grab little Annie from the ceiling just in time. And the telephone keeps on screaming. Hello, says my shaky voice. And I like how he has a conversation right here in the music. It's so wonderful the way he does that. How are you doing? I start to stutter. Can't you tell I'm doing fine? It was my baby talking. She's way down across the border. She says, I'm gonna hurry to you. I've been a fool and I'm tired of crying. Yeah, long, 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 hot summer night, as far as my eyes could see. So glad my baby's coming to rescue me. He was in despair. He was feeling cold, but now he's starting to feel just a little bit of a warm breeze, a little bit of reassurance from his baby. She's gonna come visit him. Let's go ahead and move into the third track here. I've lost my track listing. Here we go. Come On Part 1. And I guess Come On Part 2 is... I don't see a Come On Part 2 listed, so... Okay, we're just going to listen to Come On Part 1. Let's go. Here we go.
People talking, but they just don't know. Come on, baby, let the good times roll.
I just imagine I look really stupid listening to each of the tracks here because I'm probably making a really shocked face every single time a track comes on. But I can't help it. I'm genuinely astounded by listening to Hendrix. Just where has this music been all this time? Really, where has this been all this time? This opens up so ferociously. Listen to that devilish gallop and rhythm section from Mitch and Noel. You know, Noel really has an important bass part throughout all of these tracks, but even in here, and especially in here, I would say, he is playing with the same ferocity, but there's also a melodic nature to his bass playing that's so pleasing to hear beneath the absolute chaos of Hendrix and his just I mean really infernal guitar that's going on. It is down and dirty, bluesy, hot, just burning through this track. I mean the way it opens is especially heavy. It's like a stampede of just a blitz of guitar. And then Mitch. Like Mitch is going off on this one. He's vicious. Mitch is absolutely vicious. Jimi really gets into that blues singing here. This is a heavy track. This is actually a very heavy track. That's bluesy and thrashy. And apparently this is actually a cover of another song. Now, when he said "Let the good times roll," I do recognize that line, and it does sound kind of familiar. But apparently it was originally a song by Earl King, which was recorded in 1960. And looking at some of the information regarding Hendrix's version of it, not only was this the last song recorded for the actual album Electric Ladyland, but apparently they just played it live and took it from that recording session. That's what Noel Redding says, that it was done to fill out the album. This is literally filler. Redding says that they did this track to fill the album. Who has filler this good? Seriously. Think about that. Who has filler that good? And I guess in 1977, 9 years later from the release of this album, King, remember Earl King, he originally wrote this song, re-recorded an updated version, which shows Hendrix's influence. So he must have heard Hendrix's version and said, "You mean that's what I could have done?" How awesome is that, though? That's the kind of like interesting musical relationship and tie-ins that you have sometimes between artists, and the mutual respect. I'm not reading too deeply into this, so I don't know the exact history, but for him to have influence from Hendrix, who covered his original, to make him want to re-record it, that's really cool. I don't really hear a lot of that happening. Obviously, you have the original artist, and then someone covers the original artist's music, but I've never heard of the original artist going back and re-recording the original with influence from that cover. Can't deny Mr. Jimi Hendrix. Let's talk about these lyrics, though, huh? People talking, but they just don't know what's in my heart and why I love you so. I love you, baby, like a miner loves gold. That's a good one. Come on, sure, let the good times roll. So many people live in make-believe. They keep a lot of dirt up their sleeves. But my love, baby, is no kind that folds. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. Just very satisfaction with your partner in a relationship. You know, not comparing yourself and yourselves to another couple or anyone else. Just worrying about yourself and having a great time, letting those good times roll. Oh, love is love is nice if it's understood. It's even nicer when you're feeling good. You got me flipping like a flag on a pole. Come on, sugar, let the good times roll. You got me flipping like a flag on a pole. Honestly, when I saw the line, you got me flipping, I was thinking of a burger, and now I'm a little hungry. Let the good times roll, baby. Hey, fill me. I'm talking the good times roll. Come on, let me fill your soul. That's all you gotta know. What else is there to take from that one except letting the good times roll? There's enough bad times that roll on their own. Let's make those good times roll. Let's move on into the next song. This would be Gypsy Eyes. Let's go. Okay, hold on. Before that faded out really quick. What kind of effect was going on at the very end there? There was some interesting voodoo magic that was happening there at the end that faded out so quickly I could barely catch it. What was that? Something interesting was really happening right there. All right. This album's perfect. I can't imagine the next two sides and the next song being like lesser than what we have heard so far. This album's perfect. I'm going to call it before we even even finish the album. This song starts off with that heavy stomping beat. Love the production on this. Man, how clean does it sound? I'm imagining that was just like producing an empty room. The little bit of echo in there, the little bit of reverb, it feels so good, especially starting off independent as that. From there, it is just a dynasty of riffs. It's just an empire of guitar that is coming in and out. I'm sure that some of it was overdubbed because it sounds like there's some rhythm guitar happening. And then you get guitar in the back at one point with an effect on it. I'm not sure what it is, but there's some effect going on. So it sounds like there's at least two different guitar parts that are happening simultaneously. There may be more. I don't know. Mitchell's drumming, besides the opening stomp part, it just feels so right. This song has a lot of changes in it. It's very dynamic. I like how it gets back in the break to that stomp. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's grooving. I'm really enjoying just what the three of them can do. I'm really just enjoying this album. I don't know what else. I feel like I'm saying the same thing every single time. I'm liking the guitar. Man, listen to what Mitch is doing. Noel, putting it down. But is there any other way to put it than what they're doing? But there's some funky voodoo magic going on in the production side of it with the effects. Oh, and then at one point, and actually throughout a lot of the track, it sounds like Jimi is actually harmonizing with his guitar. There's a vocal effect on Jimi. Perhaps it's run through the guitar or a box of some sort, amp. I don't know that stuff. But it's really cool because he's almost in a very literal and symbiotic way singing with his guitar. It's like they're in perfect symmetry the way that they do that. That's just really cool. I noticed that and I was like, It's like he's embodying the soul of the guitar. Maybe that's another way to put it. He's actually becoming the guitar. Or maybe the guitar is becoming him. Or maybe they were one the whole time. I don't know. Let's talk about these lyrics, though. Well, I realize that I've been hypnotized. I love you, gypsy eyes. I love you, gypsy eyes. All right. Hey, gypsy, way up in my tree, I'm sitting by my fire, wondering where in this world might you be. And knowing all the time you're still roaming the countryside, you still think of me. Well, my gypsy, well, I walked right on to your rebel roadside, the one that rambles on 4 million miles. Yes, I walked down this road searching for your love and my soul too. But when I find you, I ain't gonna let you go. So he's fell in love with this person. He feels a bond. He feels an attachment, and that person is not there, and he's gonna go searching for them. And whenever he finds them, he ain't letting them go. I remember the first time I saw you, the tears in your eyes looked like they were trying to say, "Oh, little boy, you know I could love you, but first I must make my getaway. Two strange men fighting to the death over me today. I'll try to meet you by the old highway." Hey. Maybe this person was, I don't really know. Maybe they're already being, what's the word? Courted? How old school is that? Maybe this person was already being courted by someone else. Maybe they're already being hit on by someone else. And they said, listen, two men are fighting over me right now. Let me get some space. I'll be by the old highway if you want to talk. I've been searching so long, my feet, they painfully lose the battle. Down against the road, my weary knees begin, or take their place. Off to the side I fall, but I hear a sweet call. My gypsy eyes have found me, and I've been saved. So he did search for this person. He did take the hard road, and the road beat him. and just as he was, in a sense, falling, in a sense, failing, he heard that sweet call, that sweet voice. His gypsy eyes were there to save him. So let's go ahead and get into the last track on this particular side of the album, which is going to be Burning of the Midnight Lamp. Isn't that a phrase of like, if you're trying to stay up, if you got work or something to do, like you're burning the midnight oil? Isn't that what it means? I think that's what it means. I don't know. I'm a millennial. What do I know? All right, let's go. that we end this side of the album. Just like that, side B. It's done. I love this part. I love that part. I love that part. I'm sorry, I had to watch it. This one felt like the multi-layered multiverse of madness. And yes, I'm referring to Doctor Strange. I couldn't help it. But can you count how many layers are on this track? How many effects are just ringing from side to side and warping our realities? The wah-wah is going out. I do want to mention this. In the beginning especially, I noticed an effect that sounded like harpsichord. So I was like, oh, someone's playing harpsichord. Now, I looked and I did not see harpsichord being played. I do, however, see that apparently Hendrix was playing electric harpsichord on some other tracks. But I don't see this track listed as one with it. But it sounds like it. Out of all the tracks that it says that he's used it on, this is the one that I've heard it on, and yet it's not credited to him. Okay. But to me, it sounds like harpsichord. What I like is that at the end, it just becomes this, and I don't mean this as a negative, but a cluttered mess, a cluttered cacophony, right? But before that, we get this steadily building symphony in which the layers begin already very dense, but become even more dense, more dense, more dense, more dense, until it hits that cacophony state. And by that point, you're in, and it's too late. You can't escape it. You're just stuck to this melodic jail. This prison of pleasure. Doesn't sound too bad, right? This is a very, once again, a heavy song, but not necessarily just in like the guitar riffs or the depth of the bass and the way the drums are being wrought, but really I'm feeling it because of that multi-layered approach, because of the density of it. And I like how every once in a while there's a peak moment outside of that density with those harmonies as they rise in cadence with Hendrix himself. It's like a brief heavenly vision, a brief chorus of relief, a chorus of angels before it drops us back into the overcast skies below. And what it makes me think of is the scene in the Matrix Resurrections. Is it Resurrections? Revolutions. When they're flying the ship, the Nebuchadnezzar, and they get outside of the scorched skies and they see the sun for the first time. I think Trinity says beautiful or something, and then they fly back down. All right. And then they crash in the Machine City, and then Trinity dies. But I guess she doesn't, because... Never mind. I'm getting off track. But this song is definitely the densest one that I've heard on here. But it's still really good. It's still masterful. Let's talk about the lyrics on this one. The morning is dead, and the day is too. There's nothing left to lead me here but the velvet moon. All my loneliness I have felt today, it's a little more than enough to make a man throw himself away. And I continue to burn the midnight lamp alone. So this one kind of takes him away from people. This one takes everything that Jimmy's been singing about and writing about. This brings it to a very personal close. He's talking about himself, how he's left alone. It's loneliness is all that he's felt today. Enough to make a man throw himself away. And he continues to burn the midnight lamp alone. No one around him. Now the smiling portrait of you is still hanging on my frowning wall. I like that line a lot. The smiling portrait of you hanging on my frowning wall. Oh, that's good. It really doesn't. It really doesn't bother me too much at all. It's just the ever-falling dust that makes it so hard for me to see that forgotten earring laying on the floor, facing coldly towards the door. This is good. I really like the slight turn towards Jimmy himself. He's still talking about a relationship, obviously one that went sour, but the lyrics are more about his state of mind at this time. And even the line, the smiling portrait of you is still hanging on my frowning wall. Yeah, it could be literal, or it could be metaphorical. He's talking about his mind right now. His mind, if you want to imagine his mental state, is frowning. He's in a depression. And yet there's a portrait in his mind. He still has the memory of this person. He still has the memory of this relationship. The cold earring laying by the door, indicating someone left. This is good. So here I sit to face that same old fireplace, getting ready for the same old explosion going through my mind, and soon enough the time will tell about the circus in the wishing well. And someone who will buy and sell for me, someone who will toll my bell. So when the bells toll, that means that someone died, right? I mean, I've listened to that Metallica song for a long, long time, but I'm pretty sure that's what the bells toll for. It tolls for someone's death. So eventually someone will toll his bell. When he's gone, he's hoping that perhaps this person that left will think enough of him to at least feel something, in a sense, to toll the bells for him, to pay some sort of respect, to honor him, to remember him in some way. That's deep. Is that the meaning of, the bells tolling? Hold on. I just want to make sure that that's kind of like true, the bells toll. Meaning. I don't want to know the base tab. It's not that hard, I don't think. When a bell tolls or where someone tolls it, it rings slowly and repeatedly, often as a sign that someone has died. Yes, okay. So I'm right. So yeah. That's a great and very deep line. Simple, but simply put, but wonderfully written. And I continue to burn the midnight lamp all alone. Burn, yeah. Lonely, 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 loneliness is such a drag. It really gives a different kind of meaning to those little brief instances of the heavenly light chorus and those harmonies that rise up. That's very wonderful. Working on this particular track began in '67 when the band recorded 4 demo takes during the writing and recording sessions of Axis, What Is Love. Progress was slow, however, and this lack of success was said to leave Hendrix frustrated and depressed. He finished writing the song on a plane journey between LA and New York City. Hendrix said about this song, "There are some very personal things in there, but I think everyone can understand the feeling when you're traveling that no matter what your address, there is no place you can call home. The feeling of a man in an old little house in the middle of a desert where he is burning the midnight lamp. You don't mean for things to be personal all the time, but it is." Okay, see, I knew it! Speaking about the musical content of the song, Shapiro and Gleebeck, which I guess were 2 writers, were they? Were they producers? Who are they? Who are those? Okay, they're just commentators. Okay, I was trying to figure out who they were. Alright, they said that in this song features Hendrix playing a harpsichord in the intro, which the musician states just came to him, joking that he can't play no piano or harpsichord, he just picked out different little notes and started from there. Okay, so he's not literally playing a harpsichord there. See? That's why he wasn't credited in this particular track. Okay, now it makes sense. It just sounded like it. Okay, alright. Anyways, what a fantastic side this was. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to the music alongside me. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I mean, obvious by this point, but if you do want to, if you want to listen to the music alongside me and watch the full version, just click on the link below on Patreon. You can watch it freely and anytime you want. It's right there for you. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be doing side 3 at some point. Who knows when, but we'll do it. We'll definitely do it. But once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Wherever you go from here, whether it's just another YouTube video, whether it's outside in the garden, whether it's doing some shopping or playing with the cat, or just sitting there, I don't know, waiting for me the end of this video, wherever it is, I hope that it's great. Hope that you have a good time. If you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter. I would love to hear your thoughts on this side in the comments below. You can also support the channel if you want to do that. But for now, have a great one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Bye.